So Chrystia Freeland turned around and had a meeting with Justin Trudeau last week, and he said, look, you know what? I think I want to change it up. I don't want you to be my finance minister anymore. Think about it. And sure enough, yesterday, what'd she do? She drops the hammer, and she turns around and says, you know what? You offered me a new position that makes no sense. I have no staff. I don't plan on doing this any longer. Well, she's going to take being the deputy PM with her. And you know what? I think she's going to sit in her same seat as an MP, but you never know where she's going to end up. But we got to take a look at the big picture. On her way out the door, her letter. And, of course, her caucus. Oh, way to go, Chrystia. Give me a break. You know what? Do you clap when somebody dies? Well, you know what? That's what's happening to the Liberal Party. We'll clap, but you know what? Your own party's clapping. So here's the big picture. She's turning around on the way out, and she wanted to make sure she stuck it to Trump one more time, saying, hey, by the way, we're going to keep our money in our pockets because we're going to have to deal with tariffs. This is my comment to her, and always have been to all the leaders right now in Canada, is why can't you protect our borders? You got a problem with protecting Canadians? It seems like that's the narrative. You don't want to protect us. You'd rather turn around and not actually put the money forward. Interesting. So when we put it all together, what happens? Well, Justin Trudeau, our fearless leader, has nothing to say yet. I mean, he has been quiet on this entire thing. But hey, look, if you are starting to have your party disintegrate, you kicked your, deputy PM to the curb, I got a great idea. Let's go to a party. Here's what he had to say just before.
I love this country. I really do. I trust Canadians. There is no place I'd rather be than Canada, and it is the absolute privilege of my life to serve as your Prime Minister.
That is such bullshit. Let's call it at what it is. He is so full of shit. And, again, I don't consider him a true Canadian. And, stuff coming out of his mouth like that, he doesn't even want to actually deal with everything in front of him. The way he has absolutely destroyed the country. So much that when the budget came down, there wasn't even a finance minister to actually present it. Can you believe that? I mean, here's the thing. So you trash everything. Yeah, you're going to bring in new finance minister Dominic Leblanc, right? Okay, we'll talk about him in a second. But what about the budget? Listen, you asshat, you missed by so much. It's not even in the realm of a possibility of a little bit of a clerical error. When you miss by 21.9 billion of Canadian dollars, and you're sitting there saying, oh, you're so proud to be Canadian. Oh, I trust Canadians. You know what? We don't trust you. We haven't trusted you in years, since almost day one, and we don't trust you now. What's it going to take for you to actually wake up, smell, what everybody's saying, and leave? This is the thing. This guy is such a narcissist that he actually believes he's doing a good job. So, you turn around and he throws Freeland out. We don't have a housing minister. We don't have a finance minister. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we walk through the grocery store and see who else we can add to be a minister? So it's not like I'm going to sit there and say Dominic Leblanc doesn't have experience of being a minister. He's already been a minister, of two separate items. Like, look, the guy's former Minister of Public Safety, Democratic Institutions of Intergovernmental Affairs, whatever that means. And ultimately, in the end, he's going to stay on as that. Plus, hey, you know what? On the side, why don't you be the finance minister? Because clearly, it doesn't take much to have the title. Hey, swing by the local, high school, grab somebody out of grade 9 math, economics, and say, hey, you want to be the finance minister? They're going to have more experience with numbers than the majority of this entire party has. And then, after all of this, our favorite nemesis, thorn in our side, the guy that keeps Trudeau in power, Jagmeet Jerk Off Singh. I'm sorry, but when he comes out and he goes, I'm calling for the Prime Minister's resignation. Really? So you're calling for it, but you're not toppling the government. No, what are you going to do? Well, the NDP confirmed that, come February and March, this is when we're going to turn around and we're going to have a non-confidence vote. Well, let's think about that for a second. Let's see, what's February 25th? Oh yeah, this guy's anniversary to get his effing pension. But let's not call it too soon, because he may not get his full pension. So it's all about him. Gee, I wonder where he learned that from. Oh, I don't know, his bed buddy Trudeau? So where do we go from here? Okay, this is the big thing. I got to know, where do we go from here? Canada has no leadership. Oh, by the way, you know what? They're also going to be taking, the holidays off now. So there's nobody leaving the country. We don't have a housing minister until they, swing by, find out if the guy at the local Tim Hortons wants to be the minister and everything else. We have the worst government. We are being mocked all over the world. And you know what? I don't blame President Trump. Let me correct that. President-elect Trump from making this note, because quite frankly, I couldn't agree with him more. So the great state of Canada, I know we're a country, but if you don't know he's trolling us, okay, then you don't know the guy. It's kind of fun sitting back watching him, because you watch everybody else's heads blow up. And so it's done as a finance minister resigns or was fired from her position by Governor Justin Trudeau. Hey, you gave him a raise, okay? Don't do that. Her behavior was totally toxic and not at all conducive to making deals which are good for the very unhappy citizens of Canada. You know what? I agree with him. 100%. One of the reasons why she bailed was because also she was going to have to negotiate with him. And she is so scared of him, she has no ability to negotiate anything. You know what? This is where we are today. Is the U.S. trying to turn around and go bully Canada? No. Close our borders, make it safe. As Canadians, we should demand safety. We should demand our politicians answer to us, not us to them. And they don't have a right to keep spending Canadian tax dollars wherever they want, blowing through the contracts. Justin Trudeau has made all his friends, cronies, family members rich beyond belief. His net worth is through the roof. Why? Because he's using Canadian taxpayer dollars. Enough is enough. As Canadians, one of the most important things for us is to look after our fellow Canadians, our friends, our family, our children, and the next generation. This is one of the most important things for us to do. Make sure you leave your comments. I want to get your predictions on what's going to happen over the next little while. For most people, it's just like, whatever. You know what? But truth be told, we need to see this guy gone. I'm Todd C. Slater. Thanks for tuning in.